So here I am, out on the streets with my head in my hands. I've got no plan, only to see you again. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong, but then I come to my senses. Yeah! I'm coming, you can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel. Don't be afraid. Around his face. It's just the way you've been living. I'm coming. You can feel my love. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I So here I am, out on the street with my head in. Got no plan, only to see you again. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong, but then I come to my senses. Yeah! I'm coming, you can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel. Don't be afraid. Don't do that man with the scar on his face. It's a charade. It's just the way you've been living. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. Yeah. And I feel what is real And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel.
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optolong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroworldweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Where did my color go? Got your head in the sand. You can't be in control, using a powerful hand. I wanna be you, I wanna see you. Don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to tell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hot little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue, yeah. All right. amazed. We can be taught to love. We've got to learn a new way. I wanna be, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. You're gonna push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shadows. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. Yeah. I wanna see, don't taste the kisses of hate. Don't try to tell me, don't try to sell me, don't try to say it's too late. Push me to the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Yeah, black and white and blue. You're gonna black and white on the edge, back me in a corner, making me stand in your shoes. Push me to the edge, hide a little color, it's black and white and blue. Black and white and blue. What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? Damn, what's wrong with this thing?
The lost Lone Ranger, can I break this spell? One thing right, who I make choose two things wrong. If I want that fine line, who I will always take the fall. If I don't do the left, watch it hit from the right. I sleep all day long, and I'm dreaming through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all of the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take all your money and whatever else bring. And I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. 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 Guitar Players Planet.
Are you ready for the next solar eclipse? October, annular eclipse. Oh. Don't let your glasses fall off when there's a solar eclipse. You might hurt yourself. Let's try that again. Are you ready for the next solar eclipse? Are you ready for it? October 14th this year is an annular eclipse, followed by April, another total solar eclipse, and you can get your own branded AstroWorld telescope solar glasses made by American Paper Optics today on the website, astroworldtelescopes.com, or give me a call, 516-273-3771, and we could get you a set of 4 of these for $9.99. Come on down again, astroworldtelescopes.com, and keep imaging as long as you don't have a solar shade on. Keep educating in clear skies, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way the music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of the new. Oh, na 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 na. Seems to me that I have lost my old friend. Got the sunset off the highway again. Did I get lost on a long summer day? I must go back before it's too late. You're afraid, you're feeling alone. Time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. The ghost-stream embrace can only mean tears. And I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back for lands of the blue. Oh, na 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 na. It's gotta mean something. It's gotta. So here I am, out on the streets with my head in my hands. I've got no plans, only to see you again. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I like being kicked on the ground. I'm not that strong, but then I come to my senses. Yeah! I'm coming, you can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel don't be afraid. Don't do that man with the scar on his face. It's a charade. It's just the way you've been living. Yeah! I'm coming. You can feel my power. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. And I feel what is real when she feels me. Yeah. And I feel
Hi everyone, Dan here, and I just wanted to put a little snippet about AstroWorld and what we do because I want to start getting the word out because I think it's becoming more and more of a giant community, and I want to get the word out to some other people. So what we do at AstroWorld is we hold astrophotography chats on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we just talk astrophotography. Wednesday's more of a techie kind of advanced intermediate, and Fridays is more of a newbie kind of thing. So if you want to check us out, and if you want to, hang out with some semi-decent people that like to go off the rails a little bit and have fun while they're doing it, come check us out at astroworldweb.com, and you can check out the schedule, and you can sign up for all the free giveaways that we do. We just gave away an Eagle 4 Pro, an Optolong filter kit, Charles Brackenstein's books, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So come to astroweb.com, hang out with us, have a good time, and as always, remember to keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's happening? We be here. It's another Wednesday night, and we're here again to talk about some astrophotography and all that kind of stuff, and maybe a little Dune action. Maybe give a little ratings on it because it came out. But we got some not really some good news, but we got some news. Not really, but we got Guido coming on this Saturday. So don't forget, it's a Saturday show, 2:00 p.m. Eastern, for like maybe an hour, hour and a half, so we won't waste your whole Saturday, but it's raining anyway in most of the country. So, probably going to be okay to do that. So it's going to be cool having him on. He's super stoked and coming on.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's we haven't done the sponsors in like a week, so we may as well do that real quick. Quick play. Here we go. All right. So hopefully we'll be getting some goodies from these people soon because it's been quite a while since we've given anything away, and I may just start giving away some stuff on my own. I just I'm actually I got some stuff. I got maybe I'll give away. I got some stuff.
A few things.
I mean, I got this in the mail today to a lucky customer coming by. Got one of these guys coming in.
Which one is that? Is that the S? Or
this is just the S, but it doesn't really matter. It's a great thing. So somebody's gonna be very happy with that very soon. I'm gonna be loading that up for a lucky gentleman here. So Prima Luce and Optolong, they've given us a lot of stuff. Nothing recently, but they've been giving us a lot of stuff. But hopefully they'll give us stuff in the future. Masters of Pix Insight, we do give away a free Masters of Pix Insight workshop every Friday night. So if you're not involved in any of these giveaways, get on the website at astroweb.com and you could get on all the giveaways you want and get free stuff. You get free stuff just by listening to us banter. I mean, and Eric's missing from the screen, which is kind of annoying to me.
I'm missing from the screen. You mean you blocked me out?
I blocked you. I see blocked you.
Wow.
Layers. Where's Eric? Where is Eric? And we're gonna put Eric back on the screen. He's number 61, if I remember right. And he's gonna take up the whole screen first, and then I'm gonna kind of zoom him down a little bit. Wop wop. We'll move him over a little bit. Wrong way. And that'll work out just about there. So Master Pix Insight IP for AP, we give away a free yearly subscription as well, one time a month. Plus we give away from AstroWorld Telescopes a $50 gift certificate to the store once a month as well. So thank you for everybody in your support for AstroWorld Telescopes over the past year. We're coming up on our first anniversary. It'll be the NEAF weekend, so we'll be doing some sales for our first anniversary. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. If you missed it, and Eric's turned into a major like Sky Tools fanatic since we've had the show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Greg
really
Crinklaw had a great show with us, and hopefully after NEAF is done, maybe before Cherry Spring Star Party, we could get invite him back to give us a little bit of a hands-on tutorial on what it could really do. So he said he'd be happy to come on. Bob Denny was on a couple of weeks ago, and he was giving us a showdown of Azcom Alpaca, and it's becoming more and more mainstream. So if you want to learn more about that, go check out the show from him from February 21st, and you can see the replay. This Saturday, we have Guido Orlemans. I hope I pronounced that right. I think I did a good job, but he is from Guido's Astro Forum on YouTube. Many of you have seen him. And we all think he's funny and good, and he has a lot of great tutorials out there. He's going to be coming on and talking about his journey and how he got involved with astrophotography and all that. Really, really cool.
Nice.
Maybe we could get him on Astropalooza next year. That might be a good thing. Yeah. So next year, this year. This year.
This December.
Yeah. George Helios is coming on March 13th, so that's a week from tonight. He is going to be on. So we got basically 2 guests in a week, which is kind of cool. So he's going to talk to us about Hocus Pocus. I had the pleasure of meeting George, and I believe Eric did too at NEAF last year. And he'll be there this year as well. He's actually doing a speaking engagement at NEAC. 2 days before, so
because I think didn't he do one last year?
I think he did
as well. Yeah,
I got stuck hanging out in Vendors Village both those days. So then we have Alan Friedman coming on, talking about the solar eclipse that's coming up, and it's literally 1 month and 2 days away. It looks like, and it's gonna get on.
I gotta get on the ball.
Still don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know.
I gotta get on the ball. I mean,
I might be heading your way, my friend. So I mean,
yeah, you may be heading like to Southern Illinois or something.
I might be. So I got 2 of 3 choices, I guess. One is the Buffalo area, where I'll meet up with all my Northern New York and Canadian friends. And then the second choice is to you. And third choice is somewhere down south, and that's a 12-hour drive. So I mean, I don't know, although Chicago area is about a 12-hour drive for me as well, and so is and Buffalo's
but
8.
Where I'm at, it's only going to be like at around 92 or 93 or so percent.
Oh no, I'm going to go where totality is towards that
so you
way.
got to go Southern Illinois.
Yeah,
so you got to hit Southern Illinois.
So I'll be going that way. So I mean, it
might
take off a little time because to get to you got to go north of where I am. So I mean, that might take off an hour, let's say. Whatever.
Gotcha.
But, well, go check us out on everything else, social media platforms, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, X. I mean, one day.
Hey, Tom even offered, hey, we can hang out in his driveway because he's in Southern Illinois, so he's going to be there, and you may have to. I mean, he's going to be in the ideal spot, if he's going to be imaging. He's in Southern Illinois. So are you? So I'm not as sure exactly where you are, Tom, as far as Southern Illinois. I know you're in Southern Illinois, but you should get totality, right? Where you are at?
Oh, Tom,
you're Southern Indiana. Southern Indiana.
Oh,
sorry.
Even better. That's even better.
Okay.
That's like 2 hours closer to me.
Closer, yeah.
But that might not be a bad idea. Maybe I could give Tom his present when I'm out there. because I owe Tom a present.
Oh, you're in Terre Haute. Okay.
I keep
Yeah, that's southern.
I keep on remembering the stand with Terre Haute, Indiana. That's the home of the trash can man, bumpty bumpty bump. But yeah. So the topic that I threw up on I don't know, Eric, do you get the MailChimp emails that I send out for this week in
Every once
AstroWorld
in a
TV?
while.
Well,
Every once in a while.
you don't get it every once in a while. You get it every time if you get it at
Yeah.
all.
Maybe every once in a while I'll see it. But.
Oh, every once in a while, Eric actually opens it up. That's why we're only at about 12% opening. So,
Yeah, okay, so fine. If I open them all up, what, we'd be at 13, whatever.
12.2. Yeah. So, I mean, our email goes out to almost 1,900 people now.
Okay, that's good.
So
good.
usually about half of the people open it. You know, if you want to get the emails that we get, and I promise you, I actually send out quite a bit actually now. I do pictures of the week notifications, pictures of month notification. I do a whole bunch of stuff on that. I also do on MailChimp. Yeah, so MailChimp, I do some sales ads too. So if you don't want them, don't sign up because you'll get them. You know, it's really kind of a cool way to do it. You know, if you want to know more about the show. And thank you, Dave, for letting me know. Winchester, Indiana. All right, there you go. That's pretty cool. Well, it's 2 minutes and 52 seconds in Tom's house. I'll take that. Well, you know, maybe Indiana. That might
maybe
not be
Indiana.
bad either.
Maybe that might be the one for you.
I've never been to Terre Haute. Actually, I drove through it going to Chicago, but and Starlance is going to the same area too. So there you go. So.
Oh yeah. So nope. He's in that. I'm looking at the interactive map right now. So he's right there.
Yep. Hey.
In the arc of for totality, whatever you want to call it. So no. Nice.
Cool. So the topic that I put for discussion, I just threw one out there, is is matching your camera to your telescope still necessary?
Is matching your camera to your telescope still necessary? Yeah.
So
if I bought like my 2600 and I'm using my Edge 8, with the reducer, now I got vignetting because it only has a 24 inch, or 22 millimeter or 22 or 24 millimeter, imaging circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one of the things we could talk about, image circle and how that affects your chip size and all that kind of stuff. That's a really good point. Also, from a sampling point of view, right? So now that's a really touchy conversation with some people. Vignetting, we could all agree on. A chip may be too big, you may not be able to take advantage of it, or it may be too small and you're not getting enough benefit out of it. We could that Eric's exactly right when he says that you really kind of take a look of how big of an image circle you're getting. If you're only getting, like you said, a 20 plus millimeter image circle, and you have a Xena full frame chip, well, you're gonna have this bright spot in the middle of nothing, So I mean,
buy once, cry once.
Exactly, but you want to use it to the point, what fits your image train. So,
yes.
But with sampling, it's a different type of discussion, right? So, oversampling, undersampling, or sampling correctly. Now, with
Dither and drizzle.
Or blur exterminator or deconvolution or star shrink or whatever you want to call it, you could kind of get around, the sampling issues if you want to put a little more time in it, right?
Yep, you can there.
So does pixel size really become an issue with deep sky imaging?
Pixel size?
Yeah. Sampling, pixel size,
With
focal
the
length.
sampling, yeah, it depends again on perhaps the OTA, because if you buy too small of a chip, or what I mean, you're too small, or your chip has too small of pixel size, then, and if you're imaging at long focal length, then you probably need to bend either 2x2 or even maybe even 3x3.
Okay.
It does. And when you're doing something like that, then you're decreasing, if I'm thinking right, you're decreasing your resolution.
Right.
So your image could end up being softer and not as sharp, so that is a big concern for me,
It can be,
you
absolutely
know,
can be.
that, going, for something like that. That's why, again, it doesn't matter for me, about oversampling or undersampling. I am always going to go to one of my first and favorite websites, which is astronomytools.com, and I am going to go to their CCD calculator, and I am going to put in whatever OTA or lens I'm using and whatever camera I'm planning on using to match with them. And if I'm going to be doing any bending or anything like that, and if I am not in the green, I'm not doing it. It's like, no. It's not. It's like, no.
Thank you,
Because
Mike.
thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Mike, so much.
You're the man.
That's really, really cool of you. Got a few cups of coffee there, Dan, so leaving,
Yeah,
leaving lots of coffee there. But what I'm saying is when we talk about getting started with astrophotography, you are making an investment of hundreds to maybe thousands of dollars. You don't want to purchase the wrong equipment. Like Pete, always said, buy once, cry once.
yeah.
And
Yep.
so for me, one of the things that I do remember before I even purchased my first telescope, my first dedicated astrophotography telescope, which was a William Optics GT71, I was hearing about astronomy tools, and I said, okay. Even with that, I was pairing up my Canon T3
Okay.
with the GT71, and the T3 is considered the Canon 1100
Right.
D. And I was pairing it up, and if it wasn't matching based off of what I learned, and people, who were helping me out, going to astronomy tools, if it wasn't in that green area, it wasn't going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
I would have to find something that would be a good fit, because especially when you're getting started, you don't want to spend all this kind of money, and then all of a sudden you realize you've got the wrong equipment.
Yeah, and you know what? The reason why I bring this up, and this has been a bone of contention with a lot of people out there saying, "Well, why am I going to do that? We got Blur Exterminator. Or why am I going to do that? We got this, and why am I going to do that? We got that." I have always been a fan, and I'm going to go back to what Scott Cole used to say a lot.
The
But
best you can, right before you even touch, before it even gets into.
yeah, you always want to get the best possible data on chip. on chip before you sit there and manipulate it, because as Eric pointed out before, manipulation creates noise, manipulation can create bloating, and then you're gonna have to fix something else. It can create other issues as you do it. So do yourself a favor, and the cleaner the data, the less processing you will do in the long run. And I really think, to your point, Eric, of going into astronomy.tools, because a lot of people do things like this, like I want to buy a 2600. All right, well, what scope do you have? Well, I have a that may be a bad thing. I got a 183 camera, and I want to buy I want to put it on a 14-inch edge,
Yeah.
and probably not going to be very good.
Yeah.
So you want to sit there and you want to bring that into astronomy.tools, grab that camera, grab that scope, and if you don't find the scope, all the other fields are you can manipulate them to put whatever you want in there. If your scope's not there, if you know your focal length and your micron size of your chip, you're going to be fine. And you can throw that in there and you can find out. What you're looking for is 2/3 to 2 arc seconds per pixel. That's what you want to do. So 0.666667 to 2 arc seconds per pixel. And that's where you want to be. Somewhere in that would be the green area for you. So
Right.
But to somebody else's point in the chat about using, let's say, a camera lens like a 135, or the Rokinons, 99.9% of the times you're using a camera lens, you're probably going to be undersampling. You're going to be undersampling, and that's what it is, because you're doing a wide field. And these pictures, even like the one that Eric has behind him, that's a fairly wide field, not as wide as a 135.
Right.
But when you're doing that wide, those pictures aren't made to go 500x and go pixel peeping, because you're going to see stars that look like the shape of this, and that's what it's going to look like. They're going to be blocky stars, right? So
What? Yeah.
that's not, can you drizzle them? Yes. Do you have to dither quite a bit? Yes. But you can fix them, but they're still not going to be fixed, and you're gonna get closer and closer and closer. It's not going to be enough to get that nice round star at a close up. It's not made to do that. It's made to have that kind of spacious look to it.
Right. I mean, I'm just tinkering around with the suitability calculator, just throwing out different scopes with some common cameras. And again, you're starting dealing with oversampling. If I'm trying to match the right, or you end up having to bend, and now if I'm bending, it's fine. But if you can avoid maybe necessarily bending and get the best resolution you possibly can from your camera,
Yep.
because you're matching it with the correct optical tube assembly.
Yep.
That's what you want to do. You want to try to minimize the amount of work you're going to necessarily need to do in post processing.
Yes.
If you can get everything, you get the right amount, if you get the right amount of data, if you are sampled properly, if you can do everything possible to get good data on, like you say, on the chip into that initial frame, then you're going to have a much easier time when it comes to post-processing, especially when you're getting started.
And not only that, we're busy battling so many other things in most places, not everybody's got like
Yes.
a Portal 5 or under sky. So we're dealing with gradient issues. We're dealing with
Yes.
additive gradients, divisional gradients. We're dealing with all these types of things, and noise issues, the damn light down the block, or your neighbor's got a spotlight on, and other stuff, clouds and garbage in the sky, satellites and
Yeah.
planes and elephants and
I
whatever,
mean,
whatever.
Jason's making a point. I don't dispute this, Jason. Blur Exterminator makes a cheap scope look like an astrophysics. But again, it's about how much do you want to be dealing with, remembering, or dealing with that those post-processing pieces. And, some of them are part of our normal routine now and part of our normal workflow just to do them.
Yeah.
But when you're getting started,
And
you may not.
in all fairness, I mean, yeah, Blur Exterminator does a really good job with some detail and shapes of the stars. It does a really good job with that. But I'm gonna have to call BS on the. You can't sit there and tell me that a my
That's Boney.
an SV Boney 60 versus a Stellar View 60 is going to come out with the same image. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And maybe somebody wants to put that to the test, but it does a good job doing a lot of things. I just think that the telescope itself also has a lot to do with the acquisition of the data, not necessarily the software all the time. So you got to have good data to get good data. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if that's
Yeah.
the case, my picture in my backyard, light polluted backyard, could look like Hubble tomorrow, and that's not happening.
There's a reason for websites such as astronomy.tools and Dylan, creating when he was creating the calculator, field of view calculator for Bentel, and so many of these other types of websites that provide this information for you. And it's simply because, like, we have a comment here. I think, is that Tyler? Is Astro Soundscape? Is he happening on?
Astro Soundscape? That's not Tyler, is it?
No, I'm not. Sorry, I'm not. But you're saying here, it's always best to start by using a calculator, like Eric said. There's enough headaches for a beginner to deal with. There's enough stuff as it is. So before you even start really getting down this rabbit hole, take the time to do your due diligence and maybe decide on what you are going to, what are you interested in imaging? What's your most, do you want to go after nebulae, and deep sky stuff? Do you want to go planetary? Do you want to go solar? You want to start making a decision, because you can't do everything with one scope. Even though I have said many times, a Schmidt-Cassegrain, it can be like the Swiss Army knife of telescopes, of OTAs, because you can go many different, configurations with it. But you want to be able to make sure you are going, whatever targets you decide you want to go after, you're using the right equipment for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to make sure you're using the right equipment.
You have to.
Before you do all that, you might have to, you invest. This is an investment. Take some time, do your due diligence, ask people, get some questions answered, stuff like that. Saying, I want it all. Yeah. Don't we all?
Yeah, we all want it all. But
thanks, Ali.
It's definitely a choice of. Excuse me, sorry, my voice is. Oh wow, weird. Anyway, Yeah, you got to have the right tool for the right job. We say that quite a bit on the show, where even another thing with astronomy.tools is, getting that framing down, right? So making sure that you're matching that chip to the scope to the what you really want to image, right? So if you're sitting there and you're trying to get the Andromeda galaxy, the whole thing in one shot, using an 11-inch Schmidt, well, you might be out of luck, you know. Actually,
Yeah, big time.
you will be out of luck, and I'm telling you, unless you have a medium format camera at 3.76 microns, it's not going to work. You know,
Right.
so even that may not be big enough. So
Yeah.
that being said, you really want to kind of say a lot of people buy telescopes and cameras this day without taking a lot of this into account, because it's really kind of, is it extremely important? Might not be for some people, but for people that do the images, again, like Eric has behind him, really nice image that he has. You got to kind of take these things into account on what camera is good for this image, or what telescope is going to fit what I want. Do I want the whole Barnard's loop in one shot? Well, if that's the
Right.
case, well, you might need something like a 135 or something like that, where
You're
to
gonna
get
want,
a,
yeah, you're
or
gonna
a
want,
50
yeah,
even, a
you're gonna,
50.
yes, no, you're gonna need to go to a 50
Yeah,
if you
you're
want
gonna have to
the
get
entire
the nifty
Bernard's
50,
loop.
and you're gonna have to take care of that. But if you want something that's just I don't know, maybe just part of it, just Orion's belt or something. Maybe you go to a 135, or, and you move forward, and you could use that astronomy.tools or Blackwater Skies or whatever you
Yes,
want to use to do that. And you just put in your array size, your lens, your camera, and what you want to image, and it'll give you a nice little. A guy came up to me today. He said he's got a Lunt 60, and he wanted to buy one of these guys, the little Apollo cameras for solar.
yeah,
This is the Apollo Max, the 432, nice big chip, right?
yeah, nice big chip.
Um, so we were looking with the Lunt 60 and trying to see if it'll fit the whole sun in one shot, and sure enough, it does. Um, and it'll frame it, and there's a big space in there with that. So I'm actually sending this out tomorrow. This is sold. But hey, you really got to kind of know what you want to image. If it's galaxy clusters, you're going to need if you want the whole cluster in one shot, you're going to need a wider camera, or wider lens, or shorter focal length, whichever way you want to talk about it. But but if you want to get these nice tiny, if you want to get into like the owl,
Yes,
M97,
planetary nebulae,
you
stuff
want to
like
get
that.
into that. You want to get into the pillars of creation inside the Eagle Nebula. You're gonna need to sit there and think, okay, what focal length do I need, and dump that in using M16 as your target, and then see what you can fit on that ship.
Yeah,
Super
exactly.
important. It really is, because too many people go up and buy stuff like, oh, I don't know, like a 290, let's say a 290 chip, super tiny chip, like the size of my pinky nail, very small, right? It's a small chip. Might be good for, you know, guiding and or planetary, might be fine for that. Okay. But if you want to put almost anything else on there, you're not going to be able to fit it on that chip.
Right.
Unless if
And
it's
that works the same way. Like you even saying, you want to see the pillars of creation. You may want to go deep, but maybe you also, maybe sometimes a lot of people, you don't maybe want it to go too wide. Maybe you just want to fit Andromeda in your field of view.
yep.
You don't, so maybe like buying a red cat with a 183 may not be the right fit, because you're going to be getting a lot more space, than just really getting M30, M31 like you wanted. So it's a lot of, given, hey, this works here, this doesn't work there. You got to find that sweet spot that may work best for you, and find a scope that maybe fits that in there really well in its native, f7 or f6 or what have you. And if you want to go a little wider, then okay, get a reducer. If you want to go a little wider for a few other things, but just making sure that things fit the way they're, that it's going, that equipment is going to last you, a good while as you're getting acclimated and getting used to, using your equipment and using this stuff. So, I didn't mean to cut you off there, man. It's just
no. It's all,
this is a really good topic.
I mean, and also, and Jason, that you make a great point. Again, it is all about the final image, and if you're happy with the final image, and listen, there are scopes out there that are, doublets that are not with the best glass that people could get really great images out of. And we're not saying that you have to spend $10,000 on a refractor. We're not trying to say that at all. We're just saying that, when it comes down to it, it may be a little bit better, let's say, than other things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and Jason, you're absolutely right. It's all about that final image, and if you're happy with that image, but it's also about each individual and their comfort level with the budget that they want to invest in.
Absolutely. I know you. I know you're not arguing, Jason. I know you're not arguing at all. Jason takes some great freaking photos. So,
absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Don't leave it to me to be. I'm not shooting you down, Jason. Not at all.
Yeah, and I mean, Mike and Tom are talking about the 127. The 127 is a fan. That size scope is fantastic, especially in its, I would say scopes, at least refractors, speaking of refractors, scopes maybe, I'm going to start at 70 or 71 millimeters up to that 120, maybe stretch maybe to 130, but no, those, in my opinion, are really great scopes. Because they can be so versatile, because you can add reducers onto them and get that wide, a shorter, faster speed, a shorter focal length, or you can go, and if you're at a 127 or 130, you still have maybe that focal length that you can really get some nice galaxies.
Yeah, well, you know my thoughts about reducers. I mean, unless if you're on a Schmidt, I will not.
Yeah, I get it.
I will not give up 1 millimeter of a focal length of any of my refractors. I will not do it. I will hunt down that 1.0 reducer until I
die. Just get a flattener and just be done.
That's it. A 1.0 flattener. That's it. That's all I get. Telescope Express sells a bunch of great 1.0 flatteners amongst all threads, up from M42 to, I believe, M63, I think, is the biggest one they make. Could be wrong on that. But and I don't sell them. This isn't a sales pitch, but I've had 3 of them, and they're adjustable, and they're really, really good quality. So I've used a bunch of them. As a matter of fact, I have one up there still. But I'm telling you, I will not give up a millimeter. I don't care. I spent $10,000 on a refractor. I'm not going to make it a $600 refractor to shoot from f7 to f5 in my crap skies. It's not happening.
But see, you hit the nail right on the head, man. Your crap skies. You hit the nail right on the head.
Yeah.
It depends on your skies, maybe your conditions and stuff like that.
Even if I had your skies, Eric, I wouldn't be giving up a millimeter.
You would rather buy another telescope?
I have 4.
I get it, but you would rather. So you would okay. So in your so for you, you'd rather just go ahead and buy another telescope.
I'd rather
That
buy
would
another scope and have that tool just done.
just for
Again,
that.
excluding Schmitz that need, that do need. Well, I mean, Ron Breacher has proved that it doesn't need because he's been shooting at f11 for like the past 6 months. But it's really unnecessary now with the sensitivity of these cameras. This f ratio is, it's kind of scary. Does it
No,
become moot at a certain point unless you go to
that's
f
another great
2.2?
topic to talk. Yeah, that's another great topic to discuss.
Unless if
Because,
you're a Rasa or super fast like that, what was that SSA 2.8 from Sharpstar or something like that. Unless if you're at super fast speeds like that, and maybe the problem that I have with that, it's still a 400 millimeter scope. It's just super fast, right? So, or whatever it is, skip around. You look at what is it, the 8-inch Rasa. You're shooting at f2.2 at 400 millimeters. I mean,
yeah.
it's still a 400 millimeter scope, right? So, I have one at 250. I have one at 4. I have one at 8. Now the next thing to do would probably be get like a 9.25 and a reducer. And so then I'll have what is it? I'll have what 1700 or something after the reducer, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I'll have the 8, and the 17, and the 2250 or what it is for the 9.25, and be done with it. And then I could go out and go get my 24 CDK from Mark Ellis. At
There you go.
Hell no, Astro. No way. You ain't touching my tube.
No.
You ain't touching my tube. I can't.
Now, someone, there was a question here a little bit about, who was it? Mike, starting to look for a new primary mount, a Nix 101 or a CQ350. Still struggling with it. Well, let's take a look at this. You got the Nix, which has a max payload of 55 some pounds with a counterweight. Without the counterweight, it's like around 40, 44 pounds.
It's 44.
You've got the the CQ350. It's what? It's 30 pounds more as far as your payload. I think you're around 77.
I thought it was 75, 77. I'll look at it real quick, but it's in that area.
It's like around, so again, it just depends on your budget.
77.
So one is a strain wave harmonic. One is more belt driven. I believe because the Skywatcher. I don't think it's worm. I think it's more belt driven. If I'm not mistaken.
I'll tell you right now.
To double check on
it's belt driven.
Yeah. So it's about. So then it comes a question.
But here's the thing.
Your payload. What are you putting on here? What are you putting on there? Do you think you're going to need 77, or
we're skipping something really quick here?
Okay.
With a 10-pound counterweight on a Pegasus Nix, you could go up to 60 plus pounds.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah, it's almost 60.
I thought it was only up to like 50.
It's 44 and almost 60.
Okay.
So that's the whole thing, and it weighs nothing. The mount head weighs like 9 pounds.
Right. Yeah. That's another thing that I was going to bring up. Yes.
The tripod for the CQ350, the tripod weighs 35 pounds. The mount itself weighs 33 pounds. Okay. It's got two 22-pound counterweights on it. So you're talking 100 pounds all put together.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a look of, and I'll I'll fact check myself on that payload capacity on the Nix, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close because I've had it for a while and I think I'm okay. But I'll fact check myself a little bit.
Now, Jason, yes, those heavier mounts, you have a bit more wind resistance or wind dampening because they are heavier.
Of course.
So yes, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And
okay, Ollie says Stephen Morris did in Australia did a review on his YouTube channel about the CQ350.
Okay.
All
What
right.
did he say?
Yeah. So Ollie, what was his thoughts? His conclusion on that. And see, here's another. It's also about budget and stuff like that. Jason, here's my question. What are your, because I've got the 60. You said you had the 70. What were your thoughts on the 70 overall? You said that the SEM 70 would tackle the win like a champ. Because if I'm sticking with, and I most likely will be sticking with Ioptron, I'm either going to go with the HAE 69 or I'm going to go and just move up to the SEM 70. So I haven't really decided yet, but it might but it's going to end up being something like that. I don't think I'll end up going probably with the Knicks or anything, just because of how my makeup and how my setup is right now. But yeah, Tom says his rig, the CGXL, is a monster.
It is a monster.
It is a monster. That is an observatory grade type of beast, just like the SEM 120. Did Mark saying he's got the SEM 78G that he's with his 11. Only thing he doesn't like about it is that it's a pain in the to balance and keep it balanced. You know what? That's one of the things that's kind of a struggle maybe that I'm thinking with my SEM 60 is the balance and keeping it that way. And I'm thinking it's affecting my guiding, especially on the RA, because you think it's balanced, but my RA guiding, my RA numbers have turned to so.
See, so it is I just double checked myself. I just got to do the conversion real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember right, not in
but because see, mine, I'm in an observatory now. You would think with being in an observatory, my guiding numbers would be pretty darn good. That's why I'm thinking for me, there's something up with still up with the RA after the accident, and stuff like that. Even though I sent it to Ioptron and everything, and I just really feel there's just something up with the RA, with either the worm or something's up with the RA that's just not right.
Yep.
It could be the worm gears, and maybe it's something where I need to just send it back to them and say, hey, take the RA apart, rip pretty much take everything out, put in a new worm, put in a new gear wheel, and just everything new, and just boom, be done.
So just
I am imaging tonight. I am imaging tonight.
I just fact checked myself, and I was pretty darn close. So it's 20 kilograms without a counterweight, which is about 44 pounds, and it's 30 kilograms with a counterweight, which is equal to 66 pounds. So so almost 70 pounds with a counterweight. And I had a question out there for me: do I keep my Knicks on a pier? And the answer is no. It is not recommended for these harmonic mounts to be on a pier all year long. That kind of defeats
really why.
Number one, it defeats the purpose of the portability of it.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
probably not going to do anything bad to the mount, but if you're looking at something like we spoke about it, I believe last show, the Rainbow Astro harmonic mount, Putting that outside and not having that brake on that RA, right? Not having the RA brake, it suffers from gravity drag. So if you leave it on a pier, you could have some gravity drag, and it could be moving so slow the next morning, your counterweights could be facing up and your scope could be facing down, and then might be a bad thing. So I would be hesitant to be putting, not because it would do anything bad. I'd have to get some information from Evans and Angelos over at Pegasus on the recommendation of putting it on a pier.
Okay.
I can't see there being an issue doing that, but I think that it kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, I literally could take this thing with my red cat on it, put it on my shoulder, and walk inside with it. That's how light this thing is. So I don't know. I think it kind of defeats the point of having something lightweight like that.
Right.
That's why I have on my pier, I have an EQ8 that I have on my pier that does not move because, you know, to other people's point, I forget who brought it up, but the wind, the EQ8 can handle the wind a lot better than a Pegasus, just due to the fact that the EQ8 is a freaking monster. You know, and it holds up to 110 pounds, and it's a big dude, right? So
Yeah.
so it, I don't care what you put on it. The wind, I mean, I could image on that thing in 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
I can. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it, and I didn't need Blur Exterminator. So so that being said, that stays outside 24/7, 365. And I may set up my Pegasus right behind it to do some other imaging, because now that WPPP 2 times in a row now, I'm getting confident that I could actually start doing imaging again in my backyard, because it's starting to reject the artificial diffraction spikes that I'm getting from the telephone wires. And so I think I'm back in business in the north. So hopefully I can make a new, my plan is to make a new artificial horizon now.
Okay.
Open up my sky a little bit, and hopefully get some imaging done this year, because I did almost nothing for the second, third, and fourth quarter of this year, unless if I was in Nebraska.
Okay. The SEM 70 is only, the mount hit's only 30 pounds, which isn't.
What's that?
Really, the SEM 70, the mount head is only 30 pounds.
Yeah,
which is really nothing.
I mean, it doesn't weigh that much more lighter than the CQ 350. Yeah. I mean, it's only 4 or 5 pounds lighter, but you know, they're still beasts. I mean, you know, it's you know,
yes,
you're not comparing apples to apples when you're doing harmonic to belt driven drives.
No, you are not. No, you're not. No,
you know, forget about the 45 pounds of counterweights that you're going to be lugging around too. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So you know, it's for me. You know, I've been still going back and forth, like I said, with the HAE 69 or the SEM 70, basically the same amount of payload. One's, you know, worm and belt driven, basically worm driven. The other one is harmonic. It just depends. And looking at, so you always have to take a look at cost. Yeah, and I hear you, Jason. You know, it's a great mount. Just don't want to deal with the weight and the counterweights.
Yep, I hear you. And you know,
I totally get it. I totally get it.
In this day and age, though, I mean, with all these harmonic mounts coming out, we don't have to anymore.
Yes,
a lot of people have been dealing with the mount classes of the 44-pound mount classes now, right? And now you got the 44-pound mount class with the Pegasus or the AM5, which is a little lower in payload. But we got these mounts now that we can take up, lift on our shoulder, and go, and not have to any counterweights.
Yeah.
And how many times are you really going to put? Are you really going to put? I mean, I do, but I mean, are you really going to put a 5-inch astrophysics on a, you know, on a Pegasus? You might, but I mean, most people won't.
Yeah, And so I'm just trying to decide here, and I'm, I've got time. I'm not
You
really
got
worried.
time.
I got time.
You got time. You got time. I mean, it's fine.
Like I said, I would love like I said, the portability of, and the ease of, not laying around counterweights and stuff like that. So
If anyone wants my AM5, not my AM5, my EQ6R Pro, I'm selling mine at NEAF. So
shameless plug.
And
I'm selling it.
And I'm also selling my Red Cat with 183, and I'm selling my Moonlight version 3 focuser, CFL 2.5.
Well, Kevin, it depends on, you talk about be ready to guide with a harmonic mount. It depends on the mount. I mean, I'm looking right now at the HAE 69C, and it does have encoders. So,
well, there's a version, the EC version of it.
Yeah, the EC version.
Yeah, so there's two different versions.
There is. The
EC is a little more expensive. Yeah, you're spending more money on it. But you know what? And I forget who I spoke to about that, because I guess I must have put my foot in my mouth when I said this, maybe. And he was from a Bortle 8, and I didn't know it. So I'm thinking, no, I think I have the worst guys on the planet. I don't really know about anybody else, but but he was in a Bortle 8 Sky as well, and we were getting into this fight about encoders, and I was like, why am I going to buy encoders? I'm not going to take advantage of it. My crappy Skies, it's not going to happen for me. Why am I going to put the extra $1,000 or more on encoders if I can get 0.6 or whatever, 0.7 in my Skies as I am now, right? Is that
in your case, yes.
Is that 0.3 in guiding really going to make that much a difference with my pictures? And he just told me, he said, Dan, if you ever get encoders, you will never go back. You will never go back, because you'll never be looking at PhD guiding ever again. You won't be sweating it. You won't be looking at it. You won't be doing it.
I won't be freaking out like I'm doing right now, looking at my...
Let me look at the graph for 3.5 hours. Let me pull the logs and send it to somebody because it's screwed up, because I don't know what's happening, because I've been looking at it for 3 years, So maybe if you got the money, I mean, encoders might be the way, for that, if you need that kind of stuff. So
now the question is, when it comes to encoders, do you need encoders? Does it really matter to have encoders on both axes versus just having it on the RA? I mean, that's the most important, is having it on the RA. Does it really matter to have it on the deck?
I don't know if anybody sells it without it. I don't know if they just do one axis encoders.
Well, Ioptrons, theirs are only RA only.
Is it? Okay. Well, yeah. I learned something new.
Yeah. So the question, does the deck really matter? As
long as your pole alignment's good, I would say probably not.
Not right. As long as you do your PA properly, I would agree. I think you're fine.
Yeah.
And Kevin says he does 10 600-second, 10-minute unguided subs on his
MyT.
On his MyT, so his software bisque. And for the most part, I would say for most people, I am not going to say maybe I'm speaking, too general here. 10-minute unguided subs is probably the most that, at least I'm thinking, the average imager is really going to really push for. You don't really think about anybody pushing for a 20-minute unguided sub.
I mean, I love that mount. I love those Paramount mounts, though. They are so sweet.
Oh, I'm sure they are, and you're paying for them.
Yeah, well,
you're paying that.
But if you think about it, I mean, the EQ8 is running for what, $5,000 now?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
EQ8R, 4,500 up to 50, 300, 53, 53, 54. So $5,000, let's say.
Really,
3,000.
Ali?
What?
No, Ali just mentioned, he says, my Optron SIM60 EC has encoders, but he still has to guide. Really? What's a harmonic with encoders cost? About $5,000.
Well, there's a test, and I don't want to say there's a test going on as we speak. And I won't say who, where, how, or why.
Okay.
But there is a new company out there that has built custom encoders for certain mounts for relatively cheap.
You mentioned this to me. I'm not going to say who or anything like that, but you did mention that to me, which I found quite intriguing.
So this mount is now in the shop getting retrofitted with these encoders, and the mount will be on its way to me probably a little bit after NEAF to test.
Okay.
In really crappy skies. So the mount that's being retrofitted is a Pegasus Astro Nix. So with these encoders. So we'll see how that works out. And
that would be
Musk mounts.
Musk mounts, yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah, as I get more information, I'll be able to say a little bit more. But there is a company out there that is looking at doing that and retrofitting, kind of like a what was it, a hyper tuning of these harmonic mounts with encoders, and we'll see. Possibly, Mike. Possibly. Possibly.
Maybe. Yeah, I'd be happy to test for them. I'm sure quite a few people would be okay.
Hey, listen, it's gonna happen. It may be the next kind of thing in cheaper, unguided photos, maybe. But I mean, these encoders, the price that they gave me was, your eyes would go up if you heard the price.
Yeah, like wow. But AI mounts, you never know. But I did see where Jason was saying, now there are encoders and then there's modeling.
Yep.
They run hand in hand, but are different. Encoders alone won't eliminate all guiding, but modeling can. Can you help me understand what that is? Because I'm sure Jason, he can explain it to me, but he's chatting, in the chat, he's going to
from my understanding, you do, in a lot of these high-end mounts, it does require, even the Sky, actually, the software, the Sky requires you do a point modeling of the sky, right? So you're taking different shots of different stars, and you're saying, okay, this is in the middle, 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 and it's almost automatic. It'll plate solve. It'll say it's in the middle. Plate solve. It's there, and you can do like a 300-point model of the sky.
Gotcha.
And doing that, because you have so many different points of triangulation of where everything is, the tracking and the guiding is almost, you don't need to do it because it's so consistent.
Right.
However, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, guys. The modeling works well, but unless you have like a direct drive or an encoder drive, you kind of got to use both. As far as if you're guiding, you got to guide and you got to use the modeling, unless you have sub-micron mounts, a 10 micron, a plane wave, that kind of stuff. So correct me if I'm wrong. I could have gotten that part wrong, but plane wave definitely requires modeling. And that's it. Yeah.
Saying it accounts for geometry.
My team uses modeling because of the Sky. You got to use the Sky with that. So the Sky uses modeling. It uses I believe it's T-point, if I remember right, in the Sky. I could be wrong about that. But if those encoders work, I'll send my Nix in. Well, I'll let you know because I'll be the second one. So
there was
Yeah, T-Point. Yeah, T-Point. Thank you, Kevin.
The SEM 70.
Yes.
Let me look at this here. The SEM 70 is using it. I just saw this on their website. They have Ioptron has their own Ioptron subsidized version of the Sky that they're now coming out with their SIM 70 mounts. So I'm wondering if that will be, you can do that modeling that you're mentioning, as well as that's helping you with your guiding.
Well, the Sky does modeling through the add-on of T-Point.
Okay.
So that is an add-on, if I remember right, to get a good model. But
wow, it says, yeah, any new Ioptron SEM or GEM mount owner, you'll get a special bundle price for a copy a special bundle price of the software.
yeah, but I wonder what software it is. There's a couple different
It's the
versions.
Sky Imaging. It says it's the Sky Imaging.
Okay. Yes, T-Point is from the Bisque mounts. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was, but it's an add-on to. That's why it's an add-on to the Sky, because if you want to use the Sky and not have a Bisque mount, you can. You can get something else that'll work.
Yeah, this one where I'm reading here where it can do it says it does integrated T-point modeling. It detects and compensates for any flexure or anything like that. So
somebody, Kevin said that Nina is working on a modeling plugin as well. So
that's pretty good. Be kind of cool.
That'd be interesting.
That would be very interesting.
I'd like to do that.
Oh yeah, that would be quite interesting. And yeah, just whatever. Let's just keep going. Anyway, I'm just gonna let it keep doing its thing until.
Yep.
I will at some point. I am going to persevere, and I'm going to make a decision. And
I will kill him.
I will kill him. Yes, exactly. But I love my Sims. I love the Sim 60, but it's just I've had
ever since you had that fall,
Ever since I had those, since I had that.
It's kind of like when you break a hip, you're never the same after that. Man.
Never back. Yeah, you're never back again.
You're never 100%, man. Ever 100%. Don't break that hip. Don't do it.
No. Starlink, Jason, they have a subsidized version where they're saying that modeling is going to T-Points, and modeling is going to work with their mount, with Ioptron's mounts now. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what Ioptron is saying here, is that it'll be able that software Bisque, their software is going to do this. So, okay, and basically here it is. You're not getting the Sky Imaging for free. It's just subsidized. You're getting it for basically $230 off.
Oh, okay.
So you're getting it for $465 versus $695.
Okay. Am I getting an echo again?
So that's good to know. Glad they explained that.
Yeah, that's something to keep a look at, because if that comes in and it works, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, if it works, great.
Did they have the drawing for the AP mount with encoders yet? Yeah, good luck with
that. Hey, there was at one point because I enjoy us talking about mounts and everything, because they are the heart of your system. No matter what, the mount is the heart of your system. That's your tracking, your everything. You want nice stars, there's nice sharp stars and everything like that. Your mount has to track well, and on top of guiding, your mount has to track well. So I do enjoy, when we're talking about this. So you know, I have an Optron, but there was one point I was even looking at. Who is it? Who makes the Uno?
Avalon.
The Uno Avalon. I was looking at those too.
Those are beautiful mounts, but then
They
again,
are beautiful mounts.
you are stuck to a weight class for the most
That
part.
is the thing, though. That was the one thing that was kind of the turn off for me.
But no meridian flip though.
No, there's no meridian flip, but you have to stay in a certain. You're in a certain weight class, and you can't really. And a lot of
you can't get out of it.
yeah, you can't get out of it. A lot of those,
Oh, yeah.
the weight class, the payloads were pretty low too.
I think they were 40 pounds max. I think.
Yeah, they're pretty low.
Yeah.
You know, I may look at SB. Who knows? May look at, you know, Software Bisc. Ioptron. I'm not gonna. I'll be honest with you. I've dealt with Celestron's mounts. I'm not going back.
Not a fan.
Maybe look at Skywatcher. Maybe you look at the EQs, the EQ8s or something. I don't know, but
I mean, I've used EQ6, HEQ5, obviously EQ8, the Atlas, which is like an EQ5. You know, so I've always used Cinta mounts. I think it's time, probably, since I got eventually what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to probably get something like a Software Bisc mount. I think those are really super sweet. Like was it the MX2 maybe?
okay.
You know, something like that. I think that's the next step for me.
Because I'm looking here, the Mighty, that has a 70-pound payload capacity.
Yep.
Where is it? It says instrument capacity is 70 pounds, 140 maximum payload capacity. That's instruments and counterweights.
Yeah.
So 140 max with your
yeah, but you got to take off the counterweight. You got to take off the counterweight. So
yeah, but so that accounts for the counterweight. So you have to take a look at that. And then there is the ME, which is, I guess, the next step up.
Well, the ME is probably a little bit out of my price range, you know. So,
is it the MX or the ME? Is it the MX or the ME that's the next step after the MIT?
MX.
Okay.
Something's weird with my mic. I gotta change my noise gate. I think it's cutting me off a little bit. There we go.
Okay, so yeah, the MX. Okay.
Yeah, so the
MX, they are. They are. I'm pretty sure they're not cheap, but I'm pretty sure they're worth it.
No, it's like 10 grand, right? For the base value, you know, that's
the base for the MX. Yeah, for the MX is 11 base.
I mean, you want absolute encoders at 17 grand, you know, so maybe go down to the MIT. I mean, am I really going to put 70 pounds on that sucker? Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, my kids are, you know, they're getting older, so I can't say I can sell one of my kids, you know, to get a mount now. I don't know, you know, they probably want to give them back to me if, you know, if I try to, hey, take my firstborn or take my secondborn. They're like, no.
Take them all.
Take them all here. Sell them out.
Yeah, the MIT maybe be the way to go with the absolute encoders.
Sure.
You know, for my next one, I mean, that's absolute 14 grand for that, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, 70 pounds. I mean, I don't. You know what? I would get that as my. You know what? Screw it. Do that as my. You know, if I get anything heavier, I got the EQ8 anyway. You know, so put two peers next to each other. There you go.
Well, here's a question for you. So help me understand, and maybe others can help me understand this as well. You have on the Mighty, the base. It comes with it says motor based encoders versus the absolute on axis.
Well, you can get the absolute with them.
Oh yeah, you can. That's when you're doubling the price basically.
Pretty
So
much.
are the motor based encoders? Is that good enough? Because we're talking encoders. Is that good enough, or is it something where you really should?
Well, I'll tell you this. For me personally, I already got motor encoders. You know what I mean? I already got that with the EQ8. So the next step up to me would be absolute encoders.
Absolute.
So crappy skies or not, if and or when I move, then it's going to be worth it. So, like we said, buy once, cry once. I've been in this for 30 years. I'm going to do it for another 20, hopefully, before I, say I'm too old to be doing this anymore. And hopefully by that time it'll be on a pier and I won't have to be moving anything. So,
right.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
you could add on the absolute encoder later on, but Oh yeah, I have crappy skies. Yeah, you don't know I have crappy.
Oh yeah,
skies?
yes.
Come on.
Those New York skies.
I complain about it at least 4 or 5 times, a show. So
a show.
Let me turn this down a little bit because
Jason's saying you got to buy better skies.
I know. I wish I could buy them. Right? I wish I could. Because
oh yeah,
that would definitely be it'd be nicer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just playing with my volume a little bit because I think I'm distorted half the time. So
yeah, I was actually getting a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just playing around with some stuff.
Real quick, just to let everybody know that we have the poll out for this week's image of the week. It is out. I finished it up yesterday, so it went live this morning. I'm going to share, once I'm going to fire up the site here, and then I'll share to see who we have as far as our entries.
So oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. Yeah.
So let's let it load here. We'll go ahead and share the screen.
Cut them down, Pete. Just cut the trees down. It's fine.
All right. So, again, congrats to Dave and Tom for their collaborative win for last week's image of the week with M81. And right now, we have a lunar shot.
Wow, that's a first. We haven't had a lunar shot in a while.
We haven't. This is entitled Snow Moon February 2024 by Kevin Rosso. He did this with an FAMA 180 Pro and a Player One Neptune M on a Skyoptron Skyhunter using Sharp Cap. So yeah, we haven't had a lunar. I don't think this may be only. I don't know if this is our first lunar or not. We may have had maybe another lunar at some point, but this is the only one.
It's one of the first that I can remember. Yeah.
Yeah. We have IC4685 by Mark Ellis.
That's an interesting picture. I don't think that's something that I've seen.
Yeah, this is a different area of space. I'm not familiar with this area of space. So this is really nice. And then we also have the Elephant Trunk Nebula IC1396 by Josh Kovac.
Nice.
So there we are there. So far we have 6 votes. And I also launched our image of the month for February. Tom was our January 2024 image of the month winner with the Embryo Nebula NGC 1333. And this will not be officially started until this Friday, but you can take a look. And here are the entries. We have the Orion Landscape Composite by Greg Meyer, by Dr. Greg. We have the Horsehead in Flame by Tom Peter. We have the Jellyfish by Dave Schaefer. And then we have the Conan Foxford Nebula by Jason, by Starlancer, Jason Pilgrim. So that will be officially, that poll will officially start on Friday.
Nice.
So be ready to go ahead and start voting. And that will run until the 15th, which is by rule the third Friday of the month. So
nice.
So yeah, very cool. So let me go back here. All right.
Wrong button. Cool.
So yeah. Also, other things that I have some news for me. It's not official yet, but because I think I'm going to do a video on this. But I think I have to wait for a few things. I have to order a couple of things and a few things to come in. But I think I've decided on the name for the observatory for the pod.
Okay.
So I am not going to say what it is right now. I'm actually going to do a video, and I'll make the announcement over the video.
Very cryptic there.
Yeah. So, but it's when you do these observatories, people they do observatories, based off of something that's important to them or close to them. Sometimes like a memorial observance, so something in memoriam or something that's maybe in that area. So I'm going to do something somewhat similar.
Okay.
Norm, I call mine the duct tape observatory.
Nice.
Love it.
So
love it.
I didn't tell anybody this until if everybody remembers, I guess it was back in December where Hogarth, Nigel Arnold passed away. I think a lot of people saw the video that a friend of ours came out with, Luke Newbold, Luke Grammatico. Came out with, and he was they were good friends apparently. So I got in touch with Luke and I told him, I said, listen, I got something I want to send you. Can you just give me your address? And we've talked before. It wasn't out of the blue. He knew who I was. So he knew that it wasn't like a bomb coming or anything. So I said it's nothing big. I just want to send you something. So for those of you that have received the calendar, you know that in the calendar is a tribute to Nigel. And so I sent him that calendar. I sent him a copy for himself. And he was like, thank you so much for your kindness. It means so much. And he's like, now I got to find out who's cutting all the onions in the house. I got to go. Bye. so
a little emotional, but that was nice.
Oh yeah. Luke's a great guy. So I knew he knew Nigel, and there was a couple of pictures with him on the internet together, and so I figured it'd be good to just send him one. So I sent him a calendar.
That's very nice. Cool, man. That was quite thoughtful of you. So nice.
All right. Yeah. So can everybody vote now for picture of the week?
For image of the week, yes. We've already have 6 votes already.
So picture of the week. All right. So if you haven't voted yet, you got 31 people. Wait, is that right? We only have 3 likes, or do I need to refresh?
You need to refresh.
Okay, 20.
I need
21.
to refresh as well. All right. And so we've got 21, 22 likes, and there's apparently 31 watching. So who hasn't given us a like, do us a favor.
Now it's 27 out of 29. So
move it on over. Give it that thumbs up. It's not going to hurt anything. 28. So thank you. Really appreciate it. it really helps us out. So
Yeah.
that's all we ask is just a like, a thumb, it's a click of a button. Click of your mouse. That's all.
So when if you see Luke at Pass on March 23rd, let me know. We'll do a Zoom and we'll talk from PAS in England, and we'll talk about that, and we'll stream. I'll put it up live. So if you want to do a Zoom from Pass, let me know if you catch up with Luke. That would be kind of cool to catch up with him. Eventually, maybe one year I could go there and hang out with you guys in PAS. Would be great.
That'd be cool.
Maybe next year. Let's see how my flight to DR goes in April, and then we'll take it from there. Because I think I got over the claustrophobia part of it. I did a lot of flight simulators, like flying planes, like in video games, like full 3D motion stuff.
Okay.
And you're in a box, and you're like, shaking all over the place, making you want to throw up. And I survived that well. And I didn't have any, Charles Grodin, these things go down. They're too big. I didn't have any of that. So it was pretty good. So my wife, Jen, was like, I got to get out of here. I can't do this. I can't believe you're doing this. I said, no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So I think I'm over that part. Now it's just a control thing. I want to be flying the plane if it goes down. I want to blame it on me if it happens. But anyway.
One thing I'll let everybody know about, Dan, you don't even know that. I didn't even have a chance to tell you is that next Wednesday I will not be on the show.
So you're not going to be here for George?
Probably not. I will do my best. I'm actually going on an offsite for work.
Okay.
So
you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
If I can, yeah. So if I can, I will, because that would be nice at least to hop on with my laptop or something. But just letting everybody know.
All right. Yeah, no problem. I'm sure Dave or Sean or somebody would be happy to jump on with George and just
I'm sure somebody would be able to hop on.
Do what you got to do, man. That's all good.
Yeah, so it's just that Wednesday, but I'll be back. It's just Tuesday. I'll be flying out to Missouri on Tuesday. That's be there Wednesday and flying back on Thursday. So just a short team building.
Little puddle jump.
Yeah, pretty much. Just hopping over to St. Louis. Nothing too major.
All right, cool. So I don't know. You want to go get some dessert and go to bed?
Using a Los Mandi mount.
I have a friend that has a G11. I got another friend that has a GM8. I have, I do have some experience with it, but other than that, I don't have one. But they're good mounts. I know that there is a hybrid with Explore Scientific, the G11 hybrid with the PMC8. That's it. But I'm not a, and this is a personal thing. So I'm not a fan of the big computer on the side with the serial cables for the motors. I'm just not a fan of it. I think we're way past that. So if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a mount, I don't want these serial cables flying all over the place. That's just me, though. It is a good mount. It works great if you get past that. So.
Okay. But no, good show. This was a good show. We talked a lot about, the right camera, right pairing of camera and OTA. A little bit of talking about the oversampling and undersampling and the question marks about, getting things. For me, go to a website like astronomy.tools, go to their CCD, suitability calculator, and build out your rig that way, and just keep it in the green. Just keep it in the green. So if I'll leave it at that. Just do your best to keep it in the green. Unless you are using like me, you have a Schmidt, you have these long focal length scopes. Sometimes you're gonna have to bend, because you don't see a lot of cameras nowadays, with the exception of one that I know of, that have large pixel sizes, and we need, and if somebody, anybody, these OEMs, these camera manufacturers who are making these things, think about these people who have these long focal length scopes. We need larger pixels. Please.
Yep.
Help us out.
I mean, you got the 9 micron back here.
That's it. That's the only one I'm saying. Only one.
Well, you're at 18 if you've been 2x2. I mean, come on.
Then you've
What?
then yeah. So if you got a CDK 24 or an Edge 14, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, exactly. No, but listen, the G11 is a great mount. Even with the PMC8, I wasn't saying that it's not. I know a lot of people that have them and use them. And they've got nothing but good results. It's just a personal thing with me with the PMC8 and the wires. I'm all about less wires these days. So I mean, I'm all about that. More wires, more pinch points, and it can become an issue. So
you know what? I'm gonna drive up. I'm gonna drive over here to AP. I'm just gonna stand out there and wait for them just to toss, a slightly rejected Mach 1. Just out the door. This one's gone.
You just gotta go over there and say, "Hey guys, hey, this one's got a scratch on it. You're not gonna sell that, right?
You're not gonna sell that. You're not gonna sell that one, right? I'll be more than happy, to take that one off your hands, guys.
Yeah, you're never gonna sell it. You know what? You sell it to me for that scratch is definitely worth $2,000. Just take $2,000.
Exactly. Dude, guys, it's not gonna buff out. Just take this money, take my money, let me run with it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Help a brother out.
Help a guy out.
Help a brother out. Baby needs a new pair of worm gear.
Help you. I got 5 kids to feed. I'm on a budget.
Benny's the name.
Benny's the name. Oh man.
I thought it was 5. Oh, you got me. I love that stuff. Oh wait, there's more. There is more.
Right.
So as a final thought, I would say Dune 4 out of 5.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But yeah, I'm agreeing with you. 4 out of 5 for Dune.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 for Dune 2.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And
I'm not gonna spoil it for people. So it's a good movie. You should go see it if you saw the first one and liked it. Just be prepared that it's different. And they did take some liberties with the storyline to make it, what it is. And that's all I'll really say about that. But go see it; it's worth it. And the guy who plays Fade Routher is just lights out, dude. The guy, you would never believe that this guy played Elvis.
It's so twisted.
He is so, and he was really good. He was probably the best part of the movie, I think. Even though I was waiting for Christopher Walken to say the ice is gonna break, but hey, final thoughts there, Eric? Ooh.
Somebody's, trying to make a hole in my floor, and then it's gonna drop through, the top of my basement here.
Yikes.
But man, that's wow. But no real major final thoughts other than, again, a great show, some great topics. Looking forward to catching up with everybody on Friday. Don't forget, image of the week, astroworldweb.com/IOTW. Go out there, get out there and vote. And everybody, when you're on replay, you're watching this on replay over the weekend or whatever, don't forget, we really appreciate it. Give it another thumbs up if you haven't if you're watching this on replay and stuff like that, and drop a comment. Let us know, how we're doing, how these topics are, how you enjoy, if you like these topics, or if there's another topic you're interested in or you would like it, we can maybe use that as an idea for topic for the show or what have you. Those are welcome. So definitely.
Absolutely.
And, yes. So, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you on
Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday. So you get us twice in the weekend. So don't forget we got Guido coming in at 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's gonna be like about 8-ish his time. From 8 to 9 if you're in his area of the world. I think that he's in Holland, if I remember right. I think he's Dutch. Hope I got that right. But
why Saturday? It's because Guido it's a big out of consideration for Guido,
time zone,
him being over the time zone and everything. That's why we're having also a Saturday show.
Yep, right. We do this every once in a while. Yeah, Friday and Saturday. We're doing both, but we every once in a while we do this. We did it for Astrostace. We did it for Italy. When we did their show with Prima Luce. We did it for I think Katie Hughes too when in Scotland. So every once in a while we'll throw in a Saturday show because of again, like Eric said, to respect people's time zones and people do want to sleep or image or whatever. So that being said, that's all. That's about all I got tonight. And my throat's kind of a little muffled, but other than that, looking forward to Saturday. Eric, anything final? I'm good to go.
No. Yeah, I'll talk with you after the show.
All right, cool.
About Constellation Night. Yeah, Constellations for Friday.
Oh yeah, so it's on the MailChimp that you didn't read.
And I probably won't read it from a MailChimp.
No, I know. It's okay. But anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not down with no MailChimp. No, thank you.
No. I'll say something that somebody else said.
Like Eddie Murphy. I don't put a banana in my tailpipe. No, thank you.
You're not gonna fall for no banana in your tailpipe. You're hanging out with this guy too much. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Take care. We'll see you Friday and Saturday this weekend. And remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And we'll see you on Friday night, everybody. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See ya.